What happens if you fail a DOT safety audit? In the DOT world, there are new entrant safety audits. What is a safety audit and what happens if you fail it? As a former safety auditor, I have seen carriers who are not proactive fail their safety audits. I have personally seen their stress and anxiety as they face deadlines to get into compliance so they can continue operations. I will explain the process and give you some ideas to help you get out of DOT trouble and stay out of trouble. What is a new entrant? A new entrant is a new interstate motor carrier of passengers or property who applies for a U.S. DOT number or who has changed its U.S. DOT status from intrastate to interstate. New entrants are monitored for 18 months, meaning they are on a due inspect list for roadside inspections. They are also required to have a safety audit. The recommended time to have the safety audit is after 3 months of operation. What is a safety audit? A safety audit is a review of the motor carrier safety management system and safety posture. It is conducted in a friendly question and answer format, reviewing roadside data, crash history, as well as records such as the driver qualification, hours of service, vehicle maintenance and inspection, and controlled substances and alcohol use and testing. How do you fail a safety audit? A motor carrier will fail a safety audit in one of two ways. Auto failure, for a negative answer for 16 questions as listed in 385.321. You can read this regulation and others at fmcsa.dot.gov under regulations. The most common reason for failure was this question: have you implemented an alcohol or controlled substances testing program since beginning operations? A second way to fail is have a finding based on inadequate basic safety management controls in at least 3 separate factors. Basically, your safety program shows problems in several areas. This is explained in more detail in Appendix A of Part 385, also available on the FMCSA website. One word of advice: it is better to produce the requested record, such as a logbook and supporting documents, than hold back from giving it to the auditor, because you know you have hours of service violations. Better to have a finding for a violation than not have a logbook at all. By the way, if 51% of your logs are missing, you auto-fail. Is there leniency given during the safety audit? There is leniency given for carriers who take corrective action before the safety audit occurs. Let's say that the motor carrier did not implement an alcohol and controlled testing program at the time they entered the new entrant program, but signed up with a consortium 2 days before the safety audit. The safety auditor will check a box indicating that although the carrier did not implement the program before beginning operations, they have now self-corrected this violation. This will save the motor carrier from auto failure of this violation. What should you do if you have not had the safety audit yet? Because there is leniency for corrective actions, a motor carrier should prepare for the safety audit and start taking corrective actions before the safety audit commences. What should you do if you have already failed the safety audit? If a motor carrier has already failed a safety audit, they must act quickly to take the required corrective action. Review the Safety Audit Part B Questions and Answers report for the violations that have an asterisk by them, and follow the recommendations to correct these violations. It is imperative that you prepare a corrective action plan, CAP, and submit it by the deadlines the safety auditor tells you. How long do you have to submit your corrective action plan? If a motor carrier fails a safety audit, there should be information in the section of the report titled Part B, Requirements and/or Recommendations. In general, the passenger or hazmat carrier will have 45 days before they receive a notice that their U.S. DOT number will be revoked for not taking corrective actions, and a property carrier will have 60 days. However, the safety auditor will tell you to get your CAP, corrective action plan, sent in within 15 days. The 15-day deadline is given to get your letter in on time so that it can be reviewed and addressed before the 45th or 60th day deadline. At the 45th or 60th day deadline, your company will be asked to cease operations until the FMCSA can review your corrective action plan. Can your corrective action plan be denied? Frequently, FMCSA will deny the corrective action plan. Generally, this is because the corrective action plan was insufficient to address the violations or to provide adequate documentation of the corrective action. Please read the CAP guidance carefully to ensure all required elements are addressed. Failure to have a statement signed by the highest corporate official committing to your safety is a reason for denial. Also, failing to address the roadside out-of-service rate or crash preventative measures will cause failure. FMCSA has no problem denying a corrective action plan, will not lose sleep over the fact that a motor carrier has to revise their corrective action plan, stop operations until FMCSA has time to review the CAP again. Should you hire a safety consultant to assist you in your corrective action plan and compliance issues? Although it is possible for a motor carrier to find the required information and self-train to get into compliance and send in a quality CAP, it is easier to hire a qualified consultant who can help them navigate through the confusing parts of the process. Before you hire a consultant, make sure that you inquire about their level of experience in the area of safety audits and compliance. Central Texas DOT Safety Consulting can help. As a former DOT Safety Auditor, Compliance Review Investigator, and Field Manager, I, Julie Waldrop, owner of Central Texas DOT Safety Consulting, can help you. I have over 13 years of experience with this process. As a safety consultant, I write CAPs that will be approved. I know what is required, what FMCSA is looking for, and I will do my best to help you get into compliance. If you are a do-it-yourself person, please check out my resources at www.centexdotsafety.com to help you get into compliance. If you need one-on-one help, give me a call at 254-744-0808. What happens after the safety audit? When will you be audited again? After the safety audit, the new entrant will be monitored for 18 months. If there are issues discovered, they could be required to go through a compliance review. If they are successful and compliant during the 18-month monitoring period, they will receive a letter telling them that they have graduated from the new entrant program. When will they be audited again? Maybe never, or maybe soon. What you should know is that all carriers, not just new entrant, are being monitored through the SMS or safety measurement system, and are subject to another audit called a compliance review or focus review, should major safety issues be discovered. The next audit will be a more thorough investigation, possibly with a safety rating, a fine, and much less leniency. Therefore, a motor carrier should always be compliant. I, Julie Waldrop, personally have seen motor carriers go through the safety audit process. I have seen proactive carriers sail through with no problems, but I've also seen carriers fail miserably and deal with the stress and anxiety of facing the possibility of being shut down. You can overcome and get through this. It has been done, so don't despair. But it is so much easier to get it done right the first time. Develop good safety habits so when you go through a DOT audit, you will be ready. So my ending words of advice are: be proactive, be ready, be safe. You will be DOT okay with me. So give me a call at 254-744-0808 or check out the resources on my website at www.centexdotsafety.com. Thank you and have a great day.